check once where the bros are here. Talking soccer, sipping root beer from the stands to the pitch to your ears tonight. They break it down, no fluff, no gloss. Goals and misses, they count the cost. Laugh aloud while they analyze the fight. RSL bros, they're running the show. Kicking it live where the fans all go. From the mountains high to the valley low. RSL bros, they're in the know.
RSL Nation!
We back again.
Yeah.
What is up?
I was gonna say, what's up, guys? I'm kind of tired. I told you guys off the air that I just came back from the park, and I shouldn't be tired. But
Well, all of us did our fair share of exercise today.
Exercise. We did it in all different intensities today. We had Marcos who did it at the pace of a grandpa. We did me at the pace of a middle-aged dad, and then Christian's
doing the right way. Everybody,
the gym.
I gotta get out. I can't work out at home. It works for some people, does not work for me.
It doesn't work for me. I mean, hence why I have the bod that I have. So, all right, guys, welcome back to the RSL Bros. The only place where we try to make you feel like family. We will make you feel like the little sibling, though, sometimes. But
I know that firsthand.
You know that firsthand. I don't know if Christian knows that. Yeah, your older sibling is nice to you.
Well, Christian and I relate. We're both
she's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Christian and I are both middle children.
Yes.
You are actually. Marcos does fit the definition. Did you know? Quick side fact that's not soccer related. Due to the lowering birth rates in the United States, middle children are becoming more and more and more rare.
Oh, I love it. Christian and I are rare.
Well, congratulations, you two. Can't say much. Don't know what it's like to be a middle child, as I am the oldest. So let's get this family feud started with a couple of items of business. When I say business, this is how it's going to go this evening. We're going to talk about the Austin game, RSL versus Austin. Everything up, down, left, right, whatever. We're going to get into some U.S. soccer stuff. Because U.S. Soccer released their roster, we're going to give our thoughts. Heck, they even released a jersey.
Two of them, actually.
2 jerseys, actually.
That's right. 2. We'll give our thoughts on those real quick because it does look different. So, different's good. After that, we're going to get into CONCACAF Champions Cup because there's some rifts that happened this week, yesterday, the day before. Yeah. And one of them affects RSL, which leads into our, we're going to preview the San Diego and RSL game that's going to happen on Sunday. If you stick around, which I highly encourage you do, please stick around for prediction time and Instagram questions. We got some today.
Always and forever.
Wait. Did you mention the release of the schedule?
We have to talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be aligned with the rest of the world come next year.
Well, we're gonna go over the details. You're right. Now I'm gonna have to go look it up again. Yes, the schedule release. It's more specific now.
Yep.
Now you just got me excited. I just want to talk about that right now. So let's talk about this Austin game because it was a good one. So, Christian, I gave it to Marcus last time, so I'm going to let you start us off this time. Give us your thoughts, your sentiments around this Austin game that happened on Saturday.
So, lineup, let's starting with the lineup. There was only really one honestly big change made to the lineup, and that was Griffin Dillon started over Luka Moisa in the midfield. Otherwise, it was the exact same lineup. Cabral in the back in goal with Engel, Gladden, Quinton, which are becoming a very solid trio on the back line. Then we had Sanabria, Kalaskan, Griffin Dillon, Gozo, and then our front line of Gilavogi, Solans, and Hezer Khani. And I mean, it was just like Pablo said, it's working, so why mess with it right now? I thought it was at the start it was a little rough. I will say
Okay.
it wasn't fantastic play on our end, but it just because I don't like Austin was doing a good job of kind of shutting down the attack in the formation. They obviously watched film before the game and they did their homework. And it was really hard for our attack to break through. Um, and they ended up scoring first on a set piece, which I think is still our Achilles heel, is our is set pieces um with
Yeah.
our team. And it but to be fair, it was a really well taken header, and there's not much you could coach against that kind of header when both players go up for it and one just wins the fight and beats the keeper. I mean,
And here's where I can hear a couple of fans interject that the ones that know the rule, some people are calling offside on that goal. I don't know if you guys knew about this.
Yeah, like obviously the center ref, he took a lot longer to restart because I kind of knew. I was like, oh, he's probably checking, but there was nothing really to check about. It was a clean goal.
Negatory Ghost Rider.
ooh,
That was not a clean goal.
No,
It,
yeah,
no, and that's why it
I,
took so
I
long for them to check. I
yeah,
don't know.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was a clean goal, but it was still clean. But it wasn't clean, but it was solid. I mean,
Do you guys know what they were checking for?
tell us.
Offside. And
Well, you
it's
said that already.
yeah, but it wasn't the guy that headed the ball that was offside. There was a guy in front of Hoffa. Go back. There's a person from another personality from another podcast that tweeted out screenshots of this, and if you look at it, it's very convincing to see why it should have been called offside. The guy was standing not only in front of Hoffa, but standing right behind our back line. If you're looking it up, Christians, it was Maddie. Um,
Yeah,
and
and you're talking about the positioning of hold on.
of the guy off the ball, the one that did not head the ball.
Yeah, he's number 4 on their roster.
Sure.
that's a Heinzeke.
Heinzeke. Yeah,
Yeah. So that guy was in an offside. He looks. I'm not going to say he was. He
I
looked to be in an offside position.
I I can see it for sure.
Yeah. So before I don't want to get too much into it because obviously it was called a goal and period. I'm not gonna and me being pretty close to where the referees were, you could tell that it was being reviewed. It was reviewed. They made a decision. Whatever. The
For sure.
goal's a goal, and it put us down. To your point, Christian, we weren't playing the best ball the first 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Well, although like you look at stats wise in the first half, obviously stats don't obviously illustrate what's going on in the first half. Stats wise, we're 56 to 44 in terms of possession. Shots 8 for us, 6 for them. But prior to even before Austin got their goal, it was just very dominant from us. Like we had opportunities, but once again, we're not able to finish it because it was just so frustrating. We're getting so close. We have Guy Lavogi who's getting right there. We have Aiden who's getting right there. You have Gozo that's getting frustrated because he's doing his crosses, he's doing his cut-ins, but not getting right there. And then to Christian's point, it's our Achilles heel. We go back to that Seattle game where Seattle gets that goal from Roldan, and we have that same thing happen last season. We're beating a broken record, even with having a new back line of Angle. We still can't fix it.
Yeah, and the funny you say that we were attacking pretty consistently before their goal. We actually had two shots before their goal. We had a Sanabria shot and a Gozo shot. That was it. Sure, we were probably passing, getting close, but it just wasn't there. But
Mhm.
here's my feeling about that first half before our goal. It didn't feel like we were on the back foot though. It didn't feel like we were getting pushed too much. And so that's where I really liked how we played. We kept it to our style. How Pablo always says, "Don't change your style. Don't panic. Just
Mhm.
chill. Play to your ball." And that's what it was. It was a lot of switches. I'm telling you, there were so many switches. It looked like a flipping swing.
Yeah, and I
and oh, go ahead.
oh, absolutely no. Go ahead, Christian.
I was just gonna say, and credit to the team once they went down. Last year's team would have freaked out and just play like, huh, we're down, we're gonna lose. This is the worst. But something happened in the offseason. It could be the injection of the new players or just things just clicking, which I think it's more of just things clicking, where suddenly the team's like, we're down. Okay, let's keep pushing. Let's keep pressing. Let's get in there
Or
and
the removal of
push for.
some parasites.
It could be that too. But
I,
but here's the thing, even with when those parasites weren't on the field, we still had that issue last season.
mm,
And that's what led to the team pushing and then Caliscan getting in there and trying for the cross and just getting that nasty deflection right off of Svatok in for the own goal.
but can we talk about that for half a second and more of maybe talk about it from a coaching perspective, a player's perspective, the amount of movement off the ball that happened in order to make that happen. You have Sanabria that's just dominating that wing, going back and forth, making runs, kind of like doing circles, going to the corner, coming back.
Then you have Caliscan who's more playing back, helping out that defense, but then he just decides to make that run on that left hand side and just takes the ball.
Well, and that's my point. It's the running off the ball. It's the space awareness. The fact that Sanabria received it on the wing, and the space was into where Caliscan ran into. That was perfect situation awareness. And I mean, it's what they tell you to cross the ball, and if it bounces off someone, it bounces off someone. That's exactly what happened.
This is probably a hot take, but this is probably Caliscan's best game in an RSL jersey, in my opinion. Probably one of the best. He had a good showing.
I could say one of the best. He played some very, very solid games last year.
One of the best. Because
you went back on your word. You went back. It was like the best, and now you're going one of the best. Now
no,
be confident.
It was okay. It was okay. Actually, he didn't play that well. Actually, you know what? He should just hang up the boots after this. That's where Marcos is going. No, if you're listening to this, we're not saying it's a bad game.
But he was outstanding to be able to cross in a ball. He was very attack minded in this game, and we don't see that at all very often from Noel.
Alan mentions from a coaching standpoint. Honestly, I would love to sit down with Pablo and have him talk us through everything that Alan just mentioned. The rotations, the off-ball movement, and just that positional awareness that obviously he's been coaching to the team. I think that'd be a interesting, fun conversation to have.
Yeah, it really is a really interesting topic, especially when you just watch the next game, how the players are moving. Find the space around them and see what they do with that space. It's really interesting when you get into the tactics of it. But let's what
I was gonna say, going into halftime, we're tied 1-1, and I wasn't as nervous or afraid that RSL that we're tied at home. No, I had that same confidence that all the other players were feeling like, okay, we got this. We're at home. We did it against Atlanta. We did it against Seattle. We can do it again. We can do it again here.
There was an air of frustration when I was down on the field before I left for halftime. There was a tense air of frustration. Like the last pass or the last run, the last shot wasn't getting there, and so there was some slight frustration. It didn't affect us. To Christian's point, the mindset has changed, and so the frustration didn't affect us. And so going into halftime, like you said, Marcos, the feeling was we're almost there. Keep playing the way we play because eventually we're going to cross that line. And the second half is that's where things just lit up.
Well, and I feel like that's how it kind of started. We were getting close. We were getting those chances. We were pushing, but nothing quite there. We were having some good opportunities, some good passes from Gozo in the box. We were wanting PKs, but obviously nothing's going to come from that. But nothing was scratching until we finally get those subs that finally make their debuts.
But before those subs, because um, it wasn't just the subs that really ignited all this. Solans had that double shot that was blocked by Stuver. Holy crap! That was, I mean, point blank, and I mean, those were good shots. I mean, obviously put him to the
Stuver had a
corners.
great game.
Stuver, I mean, that's why he was named FOTMOB player of the game because
What he finished?
But
He finished with
giving
seven
Cabral
saves.
a 6.9 for that game, give me a break.
he also had amazing. I mean, you're never gonna hear us talk bad about Cabral ever. And this game was just like any other. He had wicked saves in the first half that kept us level. He saved us in the second half just a couple of times. The post saved us in the second half. So there's a couple of things that did save us, but for the most part, that second half was ours. And like I said, first off, Solans just um, kicked it into gear the second half. Even though the first half he played well, the second half though it was when things just we. If you're looking at stats, we had 15 shots in the second half.
Yeah,
We were
it was.
launching.
Yeah. And I like that. A team that's not afraid to shoot, you're going to find the back of the net. We've been on the opposite end of that where, like, again, looking at last season, shot after us, and our team was on the back foot the entire time. And now we're starting to see a little bit of the opposite, and we're reaping the benefits of that.
Yeah. Going back to Solan's shot, I was going through the shot map, and Solan's the second shot had an XG of 0.5, as in like that was like it should have gone in. That high of an XG that should have gone in. But to what Marcus was saying, we had some substitutions, and they were significant substitutions for the team, for the organization, for the fans.
No, it made me happy to see the standing ovation, obviously that Victor and Diego received. Obviously, being out the first 4 games of the season, to come back is awesome. To see them come back, we need them. We need them so much.
Yes. And to the poll that you put out last week, to feel the effects of them, I'm gonna be completely honest. I personally didn't see it, feel it on the field. In fact, I think that Luna being out for so long has affected him, and he wasn't quite up to speed as everyone else. He did
Agreed.
try to get himself into position. I mean, he's naturally good at some things, but
For sure.
overall, the chemistry still needs to happen. And I think that's to Pablo's quote that you put on Instagram. Um, I think that's really important for him to say because that means Diego still has time to incorporate himself into the team, but at the same time, not affecting the team so much that we're going to lose the chemistry that we've already built with the current
No,
players.
agreed. And
Eh,
I would say the same thing with Victor, but not as much. We saw some little sparks with him and Gozo, but not to the point where he's fully game ready.
And something I appreciate about both of those players is that they are humble enough to recognize that they need time to get back into the mix of things. Because like from where so the press box has been moved for this season because RSL's making renovations around the stadium. If you haven't been into the stadium, you won't know what we're talking about. If you've been there, you know there's just stuff going on everywhere. And so the press box has been temporarily moved for this season, and we were able to watch the warm-ups, and you could just tell that Victor and Diego were just being team members. A lot of times, especially because MLS and US men's national team has made Diego a face of RSL and US soccer, which I'm a total fan of. A lot of times you'll see this attitude coming into play like, oh, well, I gotta play. I gotta be in there. I gotta do what I need to. But I think both of those players took the time that they need. And Marcos said it very well. Diego didn't even acknowledge the fans when he came to warm up, but it wasn't a rude thing. You could just tell he was locked in and he's focused and he's looking to make sure he stays healthy for both the team and because he knows that he is very likely, it's obviously not guaranteed, but very likely to go to the World Cup this summer, and he wants to make sure that he's set for that. So he's humble enough to know that, hey, I'm gonna ease my way back in, get the minutes, and get up to speed so that I can be a benefit to both my club and to my nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, they did get themselves into the play. Did get themselves some touches on the ball. Again, overall, I don't think their effect was fully felt. Um, but the last substitution's effect was felt at club record speed.
7 minutes.
Stein Spearings.
We got the Stein Rocket.
The
Bro.
Stein Rockets. Didn't even look up.
Didn't even look up. And what a pass. What a pass from Justin. Like, to find that open pass and just thread the ball. He's like, here, I'm gonna give it to my new teammate who's been on the field for 7 minutes. And
Look,
Stein.
I'm gonna say this. You make this pass sound like it's like some magical needle threading pass. It was just a simple pass, but it's what Stein did with the ball.
Well, it's just how wide open the Austin defense they just left the midfield wide open. They left Stein.
It wasn't that wide open. It
wasn't that wide open.
It really wasn't. Here's the thing: there's just defenders on both sides, and I guess to your point, Justin's pass was fed into space so that way Stein could get it. But the fact that Stein did not run to meet the ball, but found that by checking his shoulders, he saw that he had space going forward. I mean, that takes, again, space awareness. If there are any young people hearing this, spatial awareness is so crucial in the game that Stein Spearings did a clinic on that, just on that play. Looked, saw he had space in front of him, let the ball roll because he knew he had space. And then the fact that he could just hit that without even looking up, that's skill and confidence. That's just a lot of practice.
7 minutes for that and winning goal of the week. Amazing.
And goal of the week.
And goal of the week.
And a goal of the week. Congratulations, Stein. If you listen to us, just know we are very proud of you.
Oh,
that was great.
Favorite Dutch player right now?
Oh, easily.
He's my favorite Dutch player, RSL player.
Has there been any other Dutchmen that have played for RSL?
Yes.
Who?
Kappelhoff.
Kappelhoff.
Oh, that's right. I thought it was German.
Huh. No, he was Dutch. He is the last. So we've only had 2 Dutch players of all time.
So, that with the goal of the week gets us the win. Another 3 points for RSL. We'll wrap up this talk with let's talk about where we're standing right now in the table, in the standings. Currently we are 6th in the West. What are we in the flipping supporter shield?
Supporter shield, I think we're like 9th, I want to say.
We are 8th in the supporter shield.
8th.
Bro,
I'm okay with that.
Open up Instagram. What did I guess?
you both said 5th, and then
West. In the West.
In the West.
We are young into the season.
Hey, I'm hoping right
now. Alan, you predicted for supporter shield 14th. Christian said 12th. And
guys,
I said 15th.
I know it's early. I really do. But normally you can usually feel how the season is going to go.
Definitely.
Just throwing that out there.
Well, real quick thing before we end on this Austin thing.
Okay.
I just want to go on my little tangent. So I told you about this, Alan. real quick. Obviously, Alan and son and I were walking down the stairs on the west side to go to the press conference. And obviously, I'm excited. I'm excited after RSL just won their 3rd victory. And who isn't? Who isn't after your team just won 3 wins in a row? And I'm chanting the Believe chant. I'm like, vamos, vamos, RSL, doing all these chants. And of course, I got a guy who's a couple feet behind me walking down the stairs like, hey, be quiet. The game's over. Be quiet. And I'm like, the audacity. What? We support the same club. Let's cheer together. Let's be fans together. Our team has 3 wins in a row. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm behind this rant. That guy must be a new soccer fan.
So all I can say is if you're walking on the west staircase or even anywhere in America First Field and RSL wins, show the passion, show the loyalty, and show the crest on your jersey and cheer. Cheer. So there you go. That's my little rant. Sorry.
No, I mean it's totally fine. Some people are just this sounds really really rude, but some people lack culture with soccer, and so if they're not used to a certain culture, then they might get annoyed.
For
So
sure.
we come from a different soccer culture where we just like to yell, scream 3 hours before and 3 hours after, 3 days after, 2 days before. Who knows? We just scream soccer all the time. So, um, just don't. Yeah, to Marcus's point, don't shut up your own fans. You don't shut up fan mates. There we are. All right, let's move into this U.S. national team roster announcement / jersey. I think we'll go with the jersey first. Two jerseys came out. I saw the one and it's still stuck in my head. It has the red and white stripes of the flag.
It's called the Stripes kit.
Stripes kit, and with a slightly wavy because the flag waves.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that one. How you guys feel about that one? You like it?
I do.
It's different. It's different. Not my favorite. Not my favorite, but it's okay.
I don't like it. It just look, it's my biggest complaint ever. The U.S. national team cannot have a consistent design as every other country does.
That's true.
Argentina's home kit will not go away from the celeste blanco stripes.
Oh, yeah. Argentina, Brazil, who else? France, all the same.
Everyone. The U.S. is literally the only one that every 2 or 3 years they come out with a new kit and it looks like what? It's like it reminds me of like the Oregon Ducks. They just come out with like different jerseys, different helmets, different everything for almost every occasion. You're like, bro, chill.
So if you were to pick one design, what one design would you pick for the United States for home?
It would for me, it would be similar to I have like I mean, because I'm sold. I have a combination of like the 2002 where it's like just the little pinstripe kind of design on the outside with a circle in the middle with the number, but that's because that's what the design were of that year's World Cup. I liked it.
Which year?
2002.
Okay.
I liked 2010. And I think I like 2014's.
See, I guess for me, I just like the retro look, so I would go 94, honestly.
Ugh. So that's why you like this jersey then.
Well, so I'm actually gonna do something wild. I'm gonna I need permission to.
You have permission.
So sorry for anybody who listens to the podcast. You're going to need to pull up this segment
on YouTube.
On YouTube, or we can clip this segment for
those who want to see it.
Social media. Yeah. So here is history. This graphic is not up to date to include the most recent. But since 1990. If we take a look though, to give a little bit of credence to our current design for our home this year, we've got the red and white stripes of 94. And then we've got stripes on 2008, 2009 home, 2012 home.
Ooh, I figured it out. I know which one I like.
2017. My favorite of all time is the 2017 away Gold Cup jersey. That is my favorite all-time U.S. national team kit.
I mean, it looks aesthetic. It looks aesthetically nice.
But if we're gonna pick one, I kind of like a stripe motif for us for home, and keep it that way.
I like 2010 away kit, the blue and then the white stripe going across the chest.
I like 2010, 11, like that whole section, and I think all of our jerseys need to be that version. Like you can have. Like,
you're gonna anger some Peruvians with that one.
But the Peru one is from left shoulder to right. This is from right shoulder to left bottom. So this is opposite.
But I do like the 2018, 2019 home kit, how it has the red, white, and blue stripe like that.
I don't know.
Again, so and if you look, it's either Alan's favorite, the diagonal, the sash that's consistent, or it's a horizontal stripe that's consistent for our home. I think we should pick one of those two and stick with it. I'm going to lean more towards a horizontal stripe because it's less common than the diagonal sash.
Makes me look more fat.
And fun fact, during the 2014 World Cup, the United States won one game during the 2014 World Cup. That was in the Pop Bomb kit, the 2014 away one. Whenever they wore the white home with the collar, they either lost or tied all of those games.
Yeah,
Interesting.
don't bring back collared kits. No.
Interesting. Well,
But I will say the away kit with the stars, that is a clean look for US. I love it.
all right. Well, there you go. You have all our opinions now on these on these jerseys. Thank you, Christian, for that. That was a lot of fun. Um, let's talk about the U.S. roster real quick because I don't know how
Already.
much. Yeah, I don't know how much there is to say about it, except for obviously Diego Luna is not called up because of a recent recovery from injury. What do you guys think of this lineup? What do you guys think of this roster?
I think it's as expected. The players that we're going to expect that were going to be on the roster. So
Mhm.
no surprises at the moment because obviously this is just two friendlies. So this is not the final roster.
No, that's not until the end of May that that's
Yeah.
coming out.
For the friendlies are against Portugal and
Belgium.
Belgium. So
guys.
those are
This is a
massive.
heavy window.
And honestly, that's what I would want. And that's what Pochettino said. He's like, we want these heavy teams because these are not only World Cup participating teams, these would be teams we would see in the knockout rounds.
Exactly. Now,
And that's what I want to see as a fan.
without
And I'm
guess, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm okay if we don't perform well because that shows good weaknesses that we can make up within the next few months so that we can be better prepared for the World Cup.
Now, obviously, without guessing or without even discussing a starting lineup, can and obviously probably the answer is yes. But do you really think that the players that are listed on this roster could beat a starting Portugal 11 or a starting Belgium 11?
I think they could put up a good fight, but winning against a good Portugal, that's a tall task. But putting up a good fight, I think that's as far as they could go.
I think they will struggle against Belgium and they can beat Portugal. I will die on the hill that Portugal's overrated.
I will die on the hill that all Portuguese players are overrated.
It's fair.
All of them.
No, but I'm very happy for the US that they are scheduling two very good teams like this. They're getting themselves ready because they still have after these two friendlies, I think they have a couple more before they finish off before the World Cup.
Yeah. This is a really good preview to see who's really ready. But I do worry though about Luna not being added to this one. This one would have been the most important one for him because this one would have showed us where he was in terms of readiness with World Cup. That's one that I would have loved to see. But it is what it is.
I do want to trash talk against Canada and Mexico, but I don't see who they're playing against. Actually, no. Canada's last two games before the World Cup are Iceland and Tunisia.
Really? Oh, come on. This is it's almost as bad as Argentina playing Guatemala.
But Tunisia is all right. Iceland, I don't think is a good one.
Yeah, and then let's see, the Mexican national team.
They play against Portugal. I know that because the Mexican news outlet was just advertising everything about Cristiano Ronaldo because all Mexicans love Cristiano and hate Messi. So
they are also playing Portugal and Belgium.
Okay, just reversed order.
So Mexico is also getting a good warm up.
Well, they might be getting a good butt kicking because
I'm actually disappointed in Canada, but also taking a look at Canada's roster, it's
yeah. It's been kind of disappointing the past year that all three. I mean, the U.S. has improved better than the other two. The other two have been tanking hard. Mexico's been tanking hard.
And
Canada's not good.
and that makes me sad actually. Like I know a bunch of you know, super diehard US national team fans are gonna be like, yeah, they suck now, but when you're in a region like CONCACAF that doesn't have a ton of super consistently strong teams to compete against, it makes us hard to compete at the international level because we have to travel far to get good competition. Something that Europe and South America do have over us as continents is that proximity of really good teams.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Definitely.
And
1,000%.
North America doesn't really consistently have that. Sure, Costa Rica has moments where they're really good. Panama has moments where they're really good. Jamaica has moments where they're good, but it's not consistent.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm hoping from these two friendlies for the US that we, I don't want to say solidify our starting 11, but we figure out who's going to be there and who's going to be staying home to watch the World Cup.
I
Because yeah, we're having like five keepers come. We're not bringing five keepers. Oh, four keepers. But still, like some of these guys, they're just coming for these two friendlies, but they're going to watch the rest of the games on their couch.
I actually think maybe a little bit more. I expect more out of this camp. This one should have been the finalizing one. Um, I actually think we should have finalized the previous window. But that's just not how U.S. soccer works ever.
Well, yeah, because you're seeing every other country already finalizing. Yeah, Neymar obviously getting left out from Brazil, other countries. So it's like U.S. is steps and steps behind.
I mean, but maybe we're expecting a lot better players. But maybe this is pretty much the finalized list. Maybe.
I mean, it is a solid roster overall. I do have a couple of questions on midfield players that have been picked. Specifically, Aiden Morse with
Yeah.
Middlesbrough, Christian Roldan, Tanner Tessman, like
I actually question Gio Reyna only
Gio
because
Reyna a
of,
little bit.
but because of consistency of play. But
Yeah. Now, Johnny Cardoso has been balling out with Atletico Madrid. Actually, haven't heard of Malik Tillman's been doing anything with Leverkusen. Weston McKennie plays fantastic for Juventus. Um, so
yeah, it's solid.
it is a solid team, and this is a team that can like if this were the lineup we would send to the World Cup, it is a competitive team, and if they click and do well, this is a team that could push far into the World Cup. Now, World Cup winners probably not, but be competitive, make it to the quarter, maybe even the semifinals. That's not unrealistic. And if you disagree with me, well, too bad, you're wrong.
Yeah, your optimism is a little more than mine. I would definitely quarterfinals would probably be our max, in my opinion.
Which would still be a great show out. But again, nothing bugs me more than the 2000, I think it was the 2014 World Cup. Again, this has been burned into my soul. You know, U.S. media interviewing Jurgen Klinsmann before the World Cup, and they're going, "So, what are your goals for the World Cup?" And he's like, "Oh, I think the quarterfinals would be great." And it's like, okay, but out of a head coach, I don't want to hear that as a fan. I want to be like, World Cup, we're going to go and try to win. That's something that Pochettino said, we're going to compete to try to win. Why not? And if at the end, if all we get is the quarterfinals, okay. But
Interesting.
we fought and played. But if you're going to settle, be like, I'm playing just to make it to the quarterfinals, you're going to stop trying. But if you're like, I'm here to win, you know, regardless of who's being favored to win the World Cup, you're gonna ball out.
Okay.
Because what? Because you get into this attitude of why not us?
Right. I mean, I can see your point. I think maybe we could argue this for like another half hour. But
We've got all summer to talk about this.
No,
'cause
definitely. Obviously, we got these two friendlies. One is next week, and then I think the other one is a couple days after. Hence the reason why there is no MLS games next week, international window. And then also April 1st, if you guys have not gotten your tickets, there's going to be a World Cup trophy presentation that's going to be on tour at America First Field.
there's no more tickets.
Oh, there's no more tickets? Oh, that sucks to suck.
No.
If you didn't get your tickets, you guys missed out.
Yeah, I got mine. So,
I got one for you, Christian. Don't worry.
yay. Hey. Cool. Let's turn the page. Speaking of CONCACAF, man, we're running out of time. Okay. CONCACAF. CONCACAF Cup. We're just gonna mention a couple of things.
We had some good games last night.
Yeah, we had a lot of good games.
there were some balling games. Like we'll start with Miami, Nashville. Obviously, go into that one that was 0-0. So if Nashville got a goal, they obviously away goals count. Miami, Messi did what Messi does, 900th goal. Congratulations to Messi scoring his 900th. That's very impressive. And then Nashville's like, not so fast. We're gonna rain on your parade. And Espinoza does what Espinoza does, game-winning goal.
Just clean up. That's all he did.
It really was.
Cleaned up well. But that's you can't stop like until the whistle.
But I mean, you said raining on their parade. I mean, it was literally soaking wet there. So I mean, whatever. We also had. I mean, even the day before, LAFC almost lost it. They almost got knocked out by Alajuelense.
Yeah,
that would have been gnarly because of how good LAFC has been so far this season. What else? The Union got kicked out by America.
Are we surprised though? Union are terrible this season.
I don't know what's going on, and America's not good right now either.
No,
so I think Nashville's going to walk all over them.
Well, Philly just won Supporter Shield. Now they're going to a winless team right now in MLS.
This is true. Vancouver.
It's a Galaxy curse.
Vancouver got kicked out by Seattle. But they were also down 3-0 after the first leg. Was it 3-0 or something like that?
3-0, yeah.
Yeah. The biggest one was the San Diego Toluca game.
Oh my goodness.
Toluca.
Let me preface this with this. When I watched it in Spanish, I watched it on TUDN.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mexicans are so biased. They were insulting not with cursing or anything, but insulting the MLS, San Diego, US Soccer, the whole first half. They were complaining that San Diego was asking for VAR after every single thing. In fact, one of the plays, I think one of the Toluca guys caught a bottom of his cleat to a San Diego guy's ankle or something like that, and obviously he went down, and San Diego was like VAR that, because he literally did a plancha, he did a, what do you call it, studs up on him, and the commentators were like, oh, here we go, these Americans again, they're always whining and complaining, wanting the VAR. It was nothing, it was all ball. These guys need to learn how to play. That's just how we play here in Mexico. And I'm like, holy crap, if it was reversed, they would be crying for, why do we have VAR? We should be checking this. VAR is useless, blah blah blah. It's like, holy cow, brother. Like, this is totally bias, but Mexican commentators were like the worst. I probably would have had a better time listening to it in English. Actually, no. It was actually quite entertaining to listen to in Spanish. But
so I guess I gotta ask you, with what we saw with Toluca winning 4-0 and then these other Mexican teams winning, does that change you guys' opinion at all with Liga MX? No, still the same. Even after putting up a butt whooping against a good San Diego team.
But Toluca's probably the best team in Liga MX right now. Just because we're saying,
yeah, they're third right now in Liga MX.
Like, it's kind of a null point where MLS as a whole is a better league. Liga MX is turning into a top-heavy league where you've got it's turning into Ligue 1, where you've got one or two teams that are really good and the rest aren't.
Yeah. And to be honest, this was not a good game for San Diego at all whatsoever. I mean, you look at their FOTMOB stats, it's just ridiculous.
I didn't watch the game, but I went back, watched the highlights today, and it looked very, very dominant from Toluca from what I saw. The goals, obviously very unfortunate second yellow card from McVeigh but Toluca, very, very solid squad. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a solid run in this tournament.
So let's transition this into the game versus RSL, because what really catches my eye with San Diego right now is this. Saturday against Dallas, they played a heavily rotated team in order to play this Toluca match.
Mhm.
If you compare the two, I mean, if you have your screens up, compare the Toluca game versus the Dallas game, and you will see. I think they only have 3 or 4 players repeat. I think it'd be uh, Tverskov, Bombino, Godoy, Dreyer, and maybe one other. So maybe five. Half their lineup was rotated, and the Dallas with the Dallas game they played bench players with the other half of the rotation. So that means this game they played their supposedly their best players that the coach thought he has. Um, with that in mind, none of us can read the future, but would you think that he would keep this Toluca lineup the best that he can for the Sunday match?
I wouldn't see why not. Like you're going against a very decent RSL, well, not a decent, a very good RSL team right now, who's right behind you in the Western Conference standings. San Diego's in third place. Yeah, like I think San Diego's going to go all out for this one.
Yeah, they're out for blood. They're looking to save face.
But and that's the hard part though is trying to figure out and guess how they're going to come out. Obviously, they're professionals. They're going to try to come out and win every single game. But there's also a management situation where they went as hard as they could in Toluca. By the way, Toluca is really high altitude in Mexico. I think in meters they were saying that it's about 2,500 meters, which is 1,000 meters above Denver, which is the highest point in the U.S. for MLS soccer. So you're looking at an altitude of roughly about 8,000 feet above sea level, and they're
But
coming from that.
I really think that San Diego is going to go all out just because, to my point earlier, there's no MLS games next week. So go all out. You guys can get a rest come next week before you go back to MLS play the week after.
I see you're just nodding your head, Christian. I'm pretty sure you just you're like
Yeah,
we can't guess. That's the
Oh,
thing. But maybe let's talk about key players real quick for San Diego.
obviously, it's
Uh,
the main one, Dryer. There, he's the big elephant in the room, and I think RSL did similar things when we played Seattle. We shut down their main scorer in Jesus and Albert, and I don't see why we can't do it against San Diego.
San Diego are very dangerous through the wings. I'm not only looking at Dreyer as a source of danger in that lineup. I'm also looking at Godoy. I'm looking at Pellegrino.
Yeah,
Uh, Vershkov in the center is also a great player.
Bombino.
McVeigh, Bombino on the back left, McVeigh in the center. Like,
Valakari.
Oh, what? Valakari. Where
yeah.
you? Oh yeah, that's true.
So th this is a this is a marquee line a matchup. Like, uh, it,
Yeah, this one is going to be one of our most difficult ones up until now. Now the question is, how are we going to line up?
Well,
Because we have. I mean, you went to.
I did. Well, I asked Pablo. Obviously, everybody's seen the question in regards to Luna. Victor, is there going to be a minutes restriction? And pretty much, long story short, it just comes down to next man up. How just because Luna plays for the men's national team, just because you have that status, you have to earn it. You have to earn it. And I like that response from Pablo, because you look at what Aiden,
love that.
Luca has done this season, and they put in the work. They have put in the work to show Pablo and their staff that they've earned this spot.
Yeah, and
Agreed.
it leaves me with a couple of different thoughts. One, it leaves me kind of at peace that we're not going to just rotate out. In fact, his words summed up like what Margot said was if the guy is playing well right now, why put in Luna just because he has a name? Why put him in? I mean,
Yeah.
let's just try to find a good transition. So that's good. Now, do you guys think Luna and Victor get the start on Sunday?
No, I see them bench again, but get more minutes. Instead, they came in,
It was
was that
71st.
71st minute? I see them more as a 60th minute sub in. So
Now,
getting more minutes. It also does depend on what's happened in the game up to that point.
for sure. But the one that I do feel like should start is Stein.
Mhm.
I I think I would do like a Stein, maybe Noel in that
Yep,
defensive mid.
that's exactly what I would do
I
too.
think that's the transition that I think Pablo's looking for. So Luca had his, Dylan had his, and now we transition into Stein. I think Stein had a lot more to give. So
Yeah.
I can agree with that one. That one's going to be an exciting one to see how he actually plays for more than 10 minutes.
I'm excited for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pumped. I'm confident because we won in San Diego last year. If you guys remember, I was there. Um,
Yeah, you almost got kicked out of the stadium.
What? He almost got kicked out?
we'll talk about that off camera. But
What?
um, no, but RSL did it once. There's no reason that we can't win again in San Diego.
I know you're evading the topic. We'll talk about it. We're going to talk about it even on camera. We're going to talk about it. All right, guys. What?
Were your mother like that? She's gonna. Actually, you know what your mom would be like? Your mom would be like, well, boys will be boys.
With Marcos, yeah, she does that. She
That,
does
that
that.
that's definitely
Oh,
the voice of Jennifer. That's definitely the voice of Jennifer.
All right,
and your
guys.
dad, your dad. Eh.
I don't care. He's an adult. I don't care. All right. Let's
Oh,
bring this full circle.
is it?
Boy,
Is it time?
Oh, it's time.
it's time. It's time to
Christian,
rock and roll.
I'm going to give you the honors.
Y'all, it is prediction
Prediction
time.
There we go. Excellent.
That felt
Marcos,
underwhelming.
Marcos, lead us off.
I'm confident. I'm confident. Like I said, we've already won in San Diego before, but we're not going to win. This is going to be our first draw of the season, 1-1.
All right, good. I was a little scared. I'll go next because I have a feeling
Mhm.
Christian's going to be really positive on this one. So, I'm going to say because of to Christian's point, San Diego wants to come back and get some revenge from their loss against Toluca. So it's going to be a tough one, but we're going to stick it out. I'm also going to pick a draw. It's going to be 2-2 draw. Christian.
It's a 1.5 draw. I also think it's going to be a tie. J- just to be, I can't be different
No, don't be
though.
different.
I also think probably a 2-2 draw.
Solid, solid.
It is solid. I mean, we have to take everything into consideration.
No, I feel like
And
this will be one of those draws that will feel like a win for us. So I'm excited. I'm excited that the boys are back in San Diego Sunday, 5 p.m. So same exact time that the Royals play. So you can have double screen going on.
I've got double screen right here. I've got one monitor right here, one monitor right here.
Yeah,
speaking of,
well, Monarchs will be at 3 o'clock. So we got Monarchs at 3, Royals and RSL at the same time.
I mean, speaking of ties that feel like a win, I felt like the Vancouver loss felt like a win. So, I mean, at this point, everything's feeling like a win this season. All right, let's turn it over into our favorite time of the evening, which is Instagram questions.
We're not talking about the schedule change.
You are so right, man. This is why you're here.
Let's keep it brief.
Yes.
Just so.
Sorry, I
you
totally
pull
disappeared.
up,
All right. I have it pulled
MLS
up.
on there. You've got it. Then talk
Yep.
us through. So big changes coming as MLS moves shifts to move to a more European-esque schedule. Alan, what are the changes that are coming?
So this one is going to be a shortened season. They're calling it the MLS Sprint season.
Ooh, it's not a marathon, it's a sprint.
This is a sprint because it's going to start at the beginning of February and go until May. So that means first game and all the way to MLS Cup, February to May. This is how it's going to go. Apparently, this is how it's going to go. 14 games per team. You only play against
Oh
your
my gosh.
conference. Yeah. So there's going to be you're playing against your own conference. 1 game each team. You'll have 7 home, 7 away. Yeah. So if we get Colorado in Colorado, we do not get them back. We don't get them back at our home. Okay. It's just one time you're playing each one of your conference opponents. After that, they take the top 8 from each conference for the MLS Cup playoffs, and one team will be crowned at the very end. These
Is it single elimination?
a single elimination playoff.
Oh, this is gonna be drama central.
You know what this is reminding me of? COVID year when we were playing in Orlando.
Yeah.
Very similar. Very similar. I know a lot of you guys don't like this. I know a lot of you guys don't like the calendar, and we'll talk about it once we start getting closer to the end of the season. But this is to get us ready. So that way we finish with the rest of the world in May, and then we start at the beginning/middle, or they say middle/end of July.
Correct.
So,
but
whew.
A lot of feelings, a lot of emotions when it comes to this new schedule change. But to Alan's point, once it gets closer to the end of this season, we'll talk more about it. But
I'm actually really excited about this sprint season.
It'll be exciting, and if you can't at least be excited about it, come on,
just come on.
I feel like that's going to show more care for these teams to want to get 3 points now that it's a shorter season for 14 games.
It's true. All right. Thank you, Christian, for reminding us. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's dig into these Instagram question times.
First question of the night: Justin Glad redemption arc? ?
He is getting better. I really appreciate it.
He's figuring out his role. I think this formation suits him better, and it's playing to his strengths, and it's showing.
And I feel like with Lucas, Lucas has shown Glad this confidence, this calmness that he needs to bring on the back line.
Do you know what I like about it though? It gives Glad plays best in zone defense. I think, because when you put him up man to man, he somehow gets beat every single time, and that's what our back 4 did to him. With him being the middle of a back 5, there's 4 others that do the job for him.
That's true.
So I think that's why it may feel like Glad is improving, which to Christian's point, I think this formation fits him.
Definitely. Next question. What is the best team outside of the MLS you think RSL could beat with this squad?
Ooh, outside of MLS, that's a good
question. I feel like it's whoever's top of the championship, so maybe like a Cardiff, or I feel like RSL could honestly beat a Wrexham.
Oh, yeah,
bro. I think we want to talk about good teams. All right, I think that RSL could beat a Brentford.
Crystal Palace,
bro.
Brentford. That's a stretch.
That's what I'm saying. If we're gonna talk, like, I think RSL has a chance.
You know who they would definitely beat right now? The Spurs.
Yeah.
No, but I think legit, like, whoever is about to get relegated from Premier League to Championship, I think we could have a good fight.
This goes back to something I said last season that people took issue with. If you're looking at where MLS stands quality-wise, if you were to compare it to the Premier League and the Championship, you have the Premier League right here, Championship right here, MLS fits right there.
Yep. I think literally top 10 of MLS fits into the bottom half of the Premier League, and then the rest fit in the Championship. Something like that.
Next question for you guys. Should Gozo stay with RSL for a couple more years to gain pro experience before making that jump?
1 more year. Like, stay through the sprint season, and that's perfect time to go.
Yes. That's the perfect time to go.
I just feel like RSL shouldn't hold on to him for too long. When the moment's right, just let him go. Because we don't need to be selfish. Let Gozo gain that opportunity to go to Europe.
I think, and to maybe tag along with put Luna into that chat.
Yeah,
I think hot take. His injuries have caused him to regress in terms of his leaving MLS. I
Yeah.
think he might be a forever MLSer, but like a really good MLSer, like a Nagby kind of good
If
MLSer.
if he's gonna be a forever MLSer, just stay with RSL.
I mean, if you're gonna want to be good and get places and get things, he might want to go back to California, go to LA.
Ugh.
I know, but players like that want to win something, and and I think he could get more experience and maybe prepare him better for the 2030 World Cup with better world class players around him, surrounding him.
True, true. Next question for you guys. Do you guys think Anelli will get called up for the US again in his career?
No.
No.
And
This injury killed him.
I was gonna say is it's not a skill thing, it's injuries. Injuries have set him back. That's it.
And again, him, Luna, I think those injuries have set them back. Even though Luna's not set back a lot, I really think it set him back just enough. And Anelli's is gone.
Yeah, well, no, obviously this player is never going to make the national team, but Pablo Ruiz, like that injury as well, set him back big time as well,
Yep.
and it's
Well,
unfortunate.
well, I think that set him back from his Colo Colo transfer too.
Yeah, like we saw Pablo Ruiz on the Monarchs over the weekend as well. So,
Hmm.
so next question. Speaking of national team, will the Gozo plus Sullivan, Calvin Sullivan, era of U.S. men's national team players be the one to win the World Cup?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
But I think we need to take off our USMNT glasses and remember that everyone else is improving in the world. You have Morocco that's just taking
Morocco is
taking the world by storm right now, especially with their youth. England is really good with their youth. Argentina is getting better. So you can't just say because we see Gozo, we're like, that's the
the
future. We're gonna win.
The US will be up there though. I think it would be silly not to say the US is going to be one of the top favored teams to potentially win the World Cup by 2030 or 2034.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely going to be in the talk, but everyone else is improving at the same rate.
We'll be in the talk. I agree with Alan. England, Spain has good youth. Morocco has fantastic youth. Some of the African countries we're going to see a shift from purely European with some South American sprinkled in to a more even distribution across the board. Heck, I could even see South Korea and Japan be included in the conversation as well.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
Next question for you guys. Should Pablo immediately put our starters in the starting 11? If not, then isn't that just a waste of money?
No, and then no. We talked about this.
Yeah. Refer to Pablo's video.
Yeah,
because that's exactly what he just answers it. That
yeah,
question.
So if you have not watched the video, watch in our story or our post. So next question. Seeing how the depth has shown up, where do we go with our DP slash U22 spot later in this summer?
Ooh. Um. I
Ooh,
think go.
I've got a hot take. Get a keeper.
Oh, poor
Because
Cabral.
well, it's not. It's Cabral's maybe got another couple years left at most.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this might be his best year right now, and then he's maybe beyond the decline. Now, you're probably right, but a DP keeper, I don't think so.
I feel like there's so many areas you could go about this. It depends on what Kurt and Jason are looking for. Are they wanting more depth on the back line? Do they feel like Victor needs more help up top with Morgan? So
Or
many.
or do you sell Luna in the summer if he's doing well and fill that in and put a DP next to Morgan, do a double DP.
Yeah. So the options are endless because we have so much because with putting that DP tag on Glad, something's in store. Come
It's a
summer.
good problem to have.
How about this one? Sell Gozo for a lot of money and get a DP wingback. So Sanabria and a DP wingback. Hoo-wee.
That could be good too.
That's a spicy.
There you go. Those are some ideas.
Those are some ideas. But thank you as always for everybody that submitted questions. You guys, fantastic.
Whew, man, this one was packed, guys. I
That was more than I expected.
Yeah,
By
it
a
was.
long shot.
I'm looking at
But
the
you-
clock. I'm like, oh shoot.
But you guys, we got RSL, we got the Royals, we got the Monarchs all on Sunday. Tune in. It's gonna be fun. We got 3 games
And
on
it-
Sunday.
I was gonna say, and if you're in a position to go to the games, go.
Yeah, travel to San Diego.
That too. Hey, if you go to San Diego, Luchador Burritos. It's a whole little hole in the wall place. Best burrito I had in San Diego.
There you go. I think some people from the riot are actually going, so they might appreciate that
So,
recommendation.
Luchador Burritos. It's a luchador themed burrito place. It's fantastic. But I also did see the Royals are doing a blackout game for their first home game of the season in their new Swarm kits. So those will be cool to see in action.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Excellent.
Welcome back home, Utah Royals. We're happy you're back.
Definitely.
Welcome home. They were the last ones to come home. So yes, welcome home. Well, guys, that was packed. Hope you all enjoyed it. That's all I got. I think this has gone long enough. So, Marcos, get us out of here.
Absolutely. If you're not already, head over to X, head over to TikTok, head over to Instagram, follow us at the RSL Bros if you're not already, and catch us wherever you catch your podcasts on Spotify and Apple, and watch us on YouTube, and make sure to subscribe and like.
All right, you heard him. Peace out.
All right.
Bye.
See you next time.